Hey, this is Paul Martin.
And Ray the Roadie.
For the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. How are you today, Ray?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm about to color my hair.
That's good. Yeah.
I got some Clairol here, and I got some other dyes and stuff, and I'm thinking of going blonde.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you'd go pink, put some pink in it.
I thought about pink too, but I do dye it the silver fox color. Otherwise, it would be all brown.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I'd just change the color a little bit, before it turns brown again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna just dye my hair.
All right. Well, it actually looked blonde a couple of weeks ago.
It did look blonde. I don't know why. That was kind of strange. Maybe that's why I want to do that.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because today we're talking with Beyond the Blonde.
Beyond
the Blonde. My wife asked me, she says, who are you interviewing? I said, Beyond the Blonde. And she says, well, you live that every day. I go, I do. But
that's true, because she's a blonde.
Yes, she is. But so Beyond the Blonde, we talked to Charity and we talked to Bobby, the guitar player, and we got some info about them. They do a lot of Pink, and they do Gwen Stefani, and they do Lady Gaga.
No doubt.
And a few other ladies of the 80s too. What's that?
I said, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt. Yes, they do. Yes.
That's right.
So let's talk to Charity. Let's talk to Bobby and see what they have to say.
You can talk to me too if you want. But
look. Well, you can talk too.
All right, let's go see what they had to say.
Okay. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Today we're speaking with Beyond the Blonde. We're speaking with Charity and Bobby, the guitar player. How you both doing today?
Doing well.
Very good, thank you.
Good.
I'm doing good too, Paul.
Good. Ray's here too. Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no problem. So tell us a little bit about the band. I know you haven't been together very long. And you do a certain type of music, right? You do ladies of the 80s kind of thing, but it's three of them in particular, right?
So we actually were a tribute to Pink, Gwen Stefani, and Lady Gaga. But within that, right now, we throw in some other music. So right now we're focusing on quote unquote ladies of the 80s.
So how'd the band get together?
Bobby?
Charity joined my previous band and was a singer in that band for about 3 years. And then when that band kind of ended, we took on this new challenge.
That band?
What's that?
Do we want to mention that band? Who was that?
It was called C Factor.
Oh, okay.
So that was my old band. So that's about all I'll say.
Okay.
What kind of music?
It was a cover band that did everything.
Okay.
From classic to current, the typical Journey, AC/DC, Neil Diamond. And then we did some of the stuff we're doing in Beyond the Blonde, that type of stuff.
So when did you get together with Beyond the Blonde? When did you start that band?
So actually, it's been, I was in talks about it in last, I think August. I just figured this out. Now I totally forget. And it started as a joke, kind of. This whole concept, which blew up into this. I always get compliments on when I sing Pink. And everyone is always like, you should sing more Pink. So somebody else had said to me, hey, we should do a Pink tribute. So what started as just something just doing Pink, I kind of my wheels started spinning and I started talking to other people about the idea and talked to Bobby about it. And I wasn't sure how he was going to feel about it because I was in his band and he gets really weird when you try to do other things.
All rumors, guys.
So yeah. And then I had a couple conversations with some people in the music business. And one person in particular was like, you want my advice? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, don't do it. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting that, and he's like, don't do it. You don't want to do just one artist. He goes, because when people come to see a tribute to an artist, they want to see that artist basically. You know, they want to see what they do on stage. They want you to do that. He's like, so you would have to totally step into it. You'd have to chop your hair. You'll have to like start doing aerialist stuff, like to really work.
I was going to say, I start doing the aerial thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be tough at some clubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And even like him telling me like the haircut thing, I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
So lo and behold, between that and like just kind of like figuring out like what we could do that was different, we started, you know, Bobby and I kind of started like brainstorming. And I mean, three of the biggest names really in the industry, it just made sense, you know? So I don't try to be an impersonator by any means. I just try to bring the essence of each girl to each set that we do.
Now you said it was last August, right? That was 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to play a little bit, obviously before COVID hit, right?
No. We
No?
actually, no. So we started talking about it in August. I think it was August. It might have even been September. I might be pushing it a little bit too far back. And then we actually did not start auditioning other band members until it was like October, November.
This past year or during the during the pandemic. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No.
Like right before it hit.
No.
So 2019.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Our first show was about 4 weeks after the shutdown. So we were all ready to go, and the first show and then like the next 5 got canceled.
Yeah.
Until August of last year. That was our first official show.
So you got some shows in, right?
Yeah.
How many
We've
did you
had
do?
4 shows, or 3 shows, and our 4th one is coming up.
I see.
No, we've had 4.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm bad at math. I'm just a guitar player. See why my other band didn't do well? I couldn't add.
You only got to count to 4, though. See? Right? In rock and roll, it's all you got to do is count to 4.
Exactly.
You didn't get to play much during the pandemic, but so now who else is in the band that, or how'd you go about recruiting them?
So we actually have typical band drama in the short time we've been together. We found our drummer. We were really lucky with drummers. The drummers that we auditioned were good. They were great, all of them. And the guy that we went with, I actually found him on Bandmix, and he is unbelievable, like unbelievable. You know, he like will drop a stick, everything. He does not skip a beat. Like he's unbelievable. And he's so chill and laid back. And he's just like go with the flow. Like, yeah, it's cool. It's whatever. You know, we love him to death. So, and then bassist, that's been another story. So we've actually had 2 and we're working on 3 right now.
I noticed you had an ad out there on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
For a bass player. You haven't found one yet?
No, we've had quite a few inquiries, and we're in talks with a couple, and then we have a couple coming to see us this Saturday. So we're confident it's just going to work out.
That's good. Now you mentioned the drummer. What is the drummer's name?
Oh, I thought Bobby was going to talk. His name is Dan Webster.
Okay. And what's his history? Where did he come from? Or I know you said you found him on Bandmix or whatever. He play with any other bands that we might know of or anything?
So God, Bobby, do you remember the names? I'm so bad. He does some original music. He's in like a Neil Diamond tribute band that plays like once a year. He's in like
a blues band.
Yeah, he like this guy he can do anything. Like, and he juggles everything, and and we don't have an issue scheduling wise with him at all. So, but he's been in the scene for a long time too. He's been playing for a long time, and this was totally different for him. And and we were just talking about this the other night. He said he goes, it was something different and something kind of cool, to do, very different than what he had been used to doing. I think it was for all of us, really.
And what about you, Charity? Now, you said you played in Bobby's band prior to this, but have you played around town for a while, or?
So I actually was retired. I did original music, and I was in bands years and years and years and years ago, and I do musical theater. So that was I did it for a long time, and I got burnt out because the stuff that I was doing, and I was a single mom and going to school. So I was trying to juggle everything, and I was like losing my sanity. So I also kind of lost some of that passion for some of it too, because now it was just becoming, a problem, like trying to juggle everything. And I'd stepped away, and I was away from it for over 8 years. And then I hit a certain age, and I started getting this itch. I was like, man, something's missing in my life, Yeah. And I was like, man, I just, I don't know what it is. I want to do something again. And I was like, I think I want to get back into a band, but I don't want to do original music anymore. I auditioned for a couple different ones that I was just like, wasn't really feeling it. And then a girlfriend of mine knew, actually we both do. I was actually friends with an old drummer of Bobby's. So there was it was really weird how we have all these connections. And so it was almost like we were destined to end up together. But yeah, so I found out about him, and Bobby and I were messaging back and forth, and I went in and auditioned, and then they had me come in again the following week. And then that was all she wrote. And then I joined C Factor. So.
And how long were you with them?
Almost 3 years, 2.5 years.
And you said you did original music before then.
Mm-hmm.
Were you writing the music then, or were you...
Yeah. So I had a very interesting, I wrote the lyrics. I'm more of a lyricist, and I'm very unconventional on how I would write. And I actually had my old bass player, we wrote everything together, and we worked really well together. I say this, I'm I don't know if I could write anymore with anybody, because we had this weird way that just worked. But yeah, no, I don't or sometimes and I don't play an instrument that I would, I've played instruments over the years, but I'm not a guitarist. I'm not, I don't play keys. I don't, so sometimes just a melody will pop in my head, and I'll start humming it, and then he would take it and run with the rest. And we it was really weird how we wrote music, but it worked,
Hey, as long as it works, that's what counts, right?
Right.
So that was all original you guys did in your previous bands?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because so the funny thing is so I always tried to get my old band. I always we need to do covers. We need I'm because no, it's just going to be better for us. It's going to get us more gigs. It's going to, people are going to be more familiar with, and my bass player specifically, he's absolutely not. We are not doing covers. We're not playing somebody else's music. We might as well go sing karaoke. It was it's not happening. So I kind of that was in my head almost I'm oh, I can't sing that. I almost looked this sounds terrible, but I almost at the time looked at it if you're a cover band, then you're you're all right. You're singing someone else's music. That's kind of how I looked at it at the time,
What was the name of the band?
Jetless.
So you guys must have did most of your gigs up north?
Up north. We did a lot of traveling, and we did festivals and stuff. Mm-hmm. The things that I did in the places that I went to as a single mom, looking back, and I'm terrible, terrible.
So, Bobby, tell us a little bit of your history.
Well, I pretty much was with C Factor for 15 years. So that was, it was some high school buddies, and it was basically our high school band, just the older version of it. We as well started off as an original band. And then kind of noticed when we did Journey or Neil Diamond, people seemed to like it a lot more. So we just started adding more and more to that. And then we were a 3-piece. Then we added another member. and just became a 5-piece, got a female vocalist, and it kind of took shape with that. And that was the formula for 2002. I think it started with the 5-piece, and then it ended in 2012. But it was always the same, classic to current, whatever was popular, we would, try to do and, do our best at it. And it was fun. It ran its course. And then we took on Beyond the Blonde as the next challenge. So it's
been
fun.
Original music?
What's that?
Have you ever written any original music?
Yeah, C Factor was original.
Oh, they were.
So yeah, that was we did a CD, at the time when we first started out. So that was fun. I like that, but I was a lot younger. So now I don't really I still like playing music. I just don't have the desire to write music. I wrote all the music and lyrics, and then I present them to the guys, and then we, would jam out the songs. And
right.
I still like to hear it once in a while. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Good time. With age comes the cover band world.
Yeah.
So it's more fun to play to people that can sing along and dance. That's kind of what this band's about, which is good.
This is Paul Martin
and Ray the Roadie, and we're here to talk to you about GHS strings.
That's right, Ray. Whether you play electric guitar, acoustic, or bass,
or even banjo, mandolin, or ukulele, then GHS has the strings for you.
GHS strings are easy to play with a rich, full balanced tone available in many different gauges.
Great for all musical styles. So if you play
with the best. Play GHS strings.
So now Charity, I know you do Pink, Gwen Stefani, and Lady Gaga. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, geez.
You said you did Pink very well, which I personally think Pink is a great artist and a great rock artist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she's an unbelievable performer. To see her perform, it's crazy. Her athleticism that she has is crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I had to pick between all three, it would definitely be Gwen. I've been a huge fan of hers. I saw No Doubt in festivals when there was 15 people standing there watching them, before anybody knew who it was. I was in high school. That's how, it was a long time ago. And I was a huge, huge fan of No Doubt and her because, she was a female front that could just rock out, and just her energy on stage was just insane.
Take this big ribbon off my eyes. I'm exposed, and it's no big surprise. Don't you think I know exactly where I stand? This world is forcing me to hold your hand. 'Cause I'm just a girl, a little lonely. Well, don't
Probably, but I like all three. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't get that as much respect for Lady Gaga until this. I did like some of the songs, but it wasn't until this. And I started looking at more of her stuff and listening to her vocally. She's way more talented than some people realize.
Oh yeah. She's very talented. Very talented. Her vocal arrangements are very, very different, even at the recent inauguration, where she sang that song, and I saw a thing on YouTube where how it changed time, but she's just so talented. The timing on the song changes, different than the original version,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just amazing what she can do.
Absolutely.
Do you find you get yourself into their kind of persona when you're singing their songs?
I do a little bit, and I kind of try. I shouldn't say I don't really try to. There's because of their style of music, it's almost it's a different way to move for every set. And I've had quite a few people tell me it's I'm going with each artist. I'm kind of not transforming into them, but I've got certain moves or certain things that I do on stage that will kind of bring you to whoever that artist is, you know, whether it's Pink or Lady Gaga or Gwen. Like there's certain specific things that they do that I'm kind of like echoing, you know, and so I've been told that. I don't try to be an impersonator, and like that's not our goal, because then people will be very disappointed. Like if they come and they're like, okay, we want to see this, and like that's not going to happen. And we try to make that clear that, you know, and I still like, all my costumes, other than one, all my costumes, I don't want replicas of their costumes. I want just something that's like, oh yeah, it's totally Gwen, or oh yeah, that's, you know, that's totally Gaga. Pink doesn't really have a distinct look, so it's easy with her, like to, you know, what I wear. But that's it.
So you change outfits obviously now do you guys do a set of each, or do you mix them up, or how do you do it?
Go ahead, Bobby, you can talk now.
I can talk. Yeah. So we do 3 sets with each artist. And then within those sets, we're doing the and more. So we'll do like 7 songs of Pink, and then we'll throw in a Madonna song or Heart, you know. So within it, we kind of like add a little bit to each set. Obviously, she's not going to change the costume for that, but she'll, like the first set will come out, she'll dress up like Pink or in the style of Pink. We'll play about half hour of Pink and then do a couple other artists and then finish the set out with Pink. And that's kind of the structure and then the same for the other 2 artists.
Usually you use the same setup every time, Pink and then Gwen, and with Lady Gaga, or what? Yeah,
so far that's been the winning formula. So we every show we kind of switch it up a little bit, and we're almost there to where we have it in, you know, I have it dialed in, but it's
because we're trying to see too, like the crowd's reaction. And that's kind of like, you know, we knew it was going to take us probably a good 6, 7, maybe even 8 shows before we kind of see like, all right, this is it. Like, this is what's going to work. We've tried the first 3 shows. We had 3 totally different shows, you know, how we did it. Just because we're just kind of playing around and seeing like, what would the crowd's reaction be to this, or, you know, so.
So besides the 3 ladies, you say you just throw in some other stuff, right? Some Heart and stuff. Some of that stuff's pretty challenging to sing, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's very hard. It's very hard on guitar.
So now you said this Saturday you're trying out a new bass player or something. Now is your other bass player sticking with you until you find somebody?
So our bass player is he's going to stay with us until we have a show at the beginning of April, and then this other opportunity that he's going to needs him, so he can only give us till then. So we're lucky we actually got somebody to fill in, because we have a bunch of May dates. And I have somebody, God, this is gonna sound crazy. He's actually driving from Wisconsin, and now I'm not talking like Milwaukee, like over the border. It's from Appleton. Like he's driving 3.5 hours to come fill for us. Like, yeah. So we got May covered, and then in the process, we're just trying to see if we can find someone that's, you know, ability and fits in, you know, with our personalities. Me, Bobby, and Dan were all pretty like low key. We don't like drama. We just, you know, we don't argue or bicker. Like, you know, we can give each other constructive criticism and nobody gets, you know, butthurt about it. You know, it's like, it's pretty, we just get along. So we want someone else that can fit into that.
Well, Dan is a big part of that, I'm sure. Being a drummer has to approve the bass player, right? It's the backbone of the band, right? The driving.
Yeah.
We let him think so.
Poor
we told him he gets final approval.
Yeah, Dan's not here to defend himself. Give me a go-to song that you guys love to do from each Pink, Gwen, and Lady Gaga. Bobby, we'll start with you.
Start with me?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
A go-to song from each of them.
For Pink, I think Pink, it would be So What. It's probably, I like that one a lot. And Trouble. Those kind of like are my, they have little guitar leads, so they're fun. For Gwen, I like Sunday Morning. I think that one. And for Lady Gaga, I like Stupid Love, her latest one. I think that goes over. It's been going over well, and it's a fun song to play. Those are the ones that of the three that I like the most, I think, to play.
How about you, Charity?
So, Pink, I'm kind of like, I don't know, like there's a few, and there's a few that we haven't done yet that I want to do. But as of right now, what we're doing, I think go a little crazy. So I think You in Your Hand is fun. Like it's really fun for me to do.
Yeah.
I like
that one.
I love songs that I can kind of play with the crowd too. So it's fun. Gwen, same thing. Like I love Sunday, like anything, No Doubt for me. I love. So Sunday Morning I love, but there's one, it's one of her solo ones called Make Me Like You. And it's just fun to do. Lady Gaga, hands down, which I love to do, is You and I. It's got like that rock feel, like vocally, it's like me, like, you know what I mean? Cause I have a rock background. Like I actually I guess you could say I struggled a little bit because I'm like, I don't know if I can do some of this. I mean, some of it's rock, but it's very poppy, and like vocally, it was just very challenging. So I actually started again after years and years and years. I started taking vocal lessons again. And in the past year, I mean, people that have been hearing me sing the last few years, like the last few, handful of times, even acoustically, Bobby and I play acoustically together too.
Oh, do you?
And people will be like, wow, is your voice strong? Like, so I've definitely built up strength in my voice in the past year. I wouldn't say so much I haven't built up range yet, but definitely my voice is really strong.
So what do you guys do? How do you work it out acoustically? Just the two of you? Just you on the guitar and Charity singing, right?
Yes.
That's cool. Have you done some shows like that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was the first thing that once the quarantine kind of calmed down was easy to get into, because the bars would let two people, they didn't want full bands. So we do, but it's not like Beyond the Blonde acoustic. We play like one song of the artist, but we'll do Journey, Neil Diamond.
You mix
Lizzo.
Yeah.
Lizzo. Yeah. It's all over the place. It's just, the Beatles, stuff like that.
I see.
It's kind of hard to do Poker Face acoustic.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know how she can do it, but I don't have the ability to play guitar like that. So it's a whole different band that, we don't even market it with Beyond the Blonde. So
there's no name for the duo.
It's called Got You Covered.
Okay.
So,
cool.
And like I said,
So you sing too, Bobby?
I try. I do backups.
Don't be so bashful.
I can sing Mellencamp. That's like, and I can sing country. Ironically, I don't even like country music, but those are the two I guess fit my range well.
What, do you got a twang in your voice when you sing? Or
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
But you guys must hit some deep cuts. If you're doing a whole set of Pink, a whole set of Gwen, and a whole set of Lady Gaga, you must hit some of their deep cuts then, right? Some stuff that people may go like, who is that?
Not yet. Right. Our goal right out the gate was like, we're doing all the big hits, all the things, all the radio played songs, all the songs that everybody knew. But looking into the future, there are going to be probably a handful of songs that you would only know if you're truly a fan and have the album, but still fun songs.
Oh, sure. Sure, but yeah, I figured it'd be some deeper cuts though. I guess I didn't realize maybe that they have that many hits altogether, you know.
Yeah, that's what I said when this first started. I go, they got like 3 songs each. And then the more you listen, I'm like, oh, I've heard this one. And,
right.
It's, we're playing 7 songs, an artist, I think 7, 8 songs. And, once we got going, I'm like, I know all of them but one, that I've actually heard on the radio. So it's surprisingly, there are more than, Raise Your Glass for Pink.
Right.
There's, so it's, they're all recognizable, which is good.
Go ahead, Ray.
So when the band gets back out there Beyond the Blonde, you guys intend to keep Got You Covered going too?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's something on the side that, we have fun with that, with that too. Now, if we have a busy month with Beyond the Blonde, then that'll be put on the back burner, and our focus will always be Beyond the Blonde. So like in May, we've got like quite a few shows booked. So we probably won't do anything acoustically, in May. But yeah, our focus is definitely the full band, but we'll still keep doing the acoustic stuff here and there. And,
it's fun.
So Bobby, you have, with just a 3-piece, basically you just have a guitar, bass, and drums, right? In the band.
Yeah.
No keys or anything. You're either a really busy guy playing a lot of parts or what's the deal there? Because some of the stuff, it's got keys and sounds and all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, we have, we've sold our souls and we play with tracks.
Oh, okay.
So we auditioned, we didn't want to do it, but we auditioned a few keyboardists and it just wasn't working with just the amount of sounds that between the 3, it's hard for, a keyboardist. You have to, I don't know how that stuff works, but I know with guitars, I wouldn't want to lug 17 guitars. So it was hard we can get a Pink keyboardist. We could have gotten a No Doubt keyboardist and a Lady Gaga, but to have all of the sound effects and just, and someday we might, we have a long distance idea of a larger scale production, I guess you could say, where it's keyboard player, backup singers, and have like,
aerial effects.
Ironically, she has a friend that can do that. So I already talked to her about that. So if we ever got to play like a theater, I'd have to look into insurance policies. But I said I would have her friends swinging from the ceiling. So who knows? Someday.
Get this party started on a Saturday night. Everybody's waiting for me to arrive. Sending out the message to all of my friends. We'll be looking flashy in my Mercedes Benz. I got lots of style, check my gold diamond rings. I can go for miles if you know what I mean.
As both Ray and I play guitar, but so as guitar players, what's your go-to guitar, Bobby? If you don't mind me asking.
For Beyond the Blonde, I use a Line 6 Variax. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's great. And I even used it in C Factor because I can go from a Stratocaster to a 12-string acoustic to a Les Paul to a banjo. Right.
I don't see a lot of those out there, but
what's that?
I've seen them, but I don't see a lot of them out there.
Yeah, when I bought it, it was hard because you couldn't even try one out. No guitar stores had them. The wife let me get it off online. I bought it from Sweetwater, and I've had it for 3 years, and it's awesome. I was shocked it came in tune. I took it out of the box. It was tuned up. It was,
hey.
So it's a workhorse for what we do. And I even use it for our acoustic shows. I just put the acoustic patch on and I can do a 12-string and a 6-string. And cool. It's a fun toy. But I have a Jackson. I have a Les Paul, an Ovation acoustic. I like the Les Paul out of all of my guitars, but they're kind of heavy. and for what we were playing, it didn't. It was limited.
So it must be an older one, right?
I got it used. So
yeah.
I bought it in 1990.
Oh yeah,
used,
well
so
that's an older one then.
Yeah.
It's not chambered or anything where they make them lighter now. And
yeah, no, it's
yeah, good old Les Pauls are
sounds great. It looks good.
Yeah.
It's just playing a 3-hour set. I'm kind of old now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I've got back problems because I used to play Les Paul. But
what kind of amps are you using?
I don't use an amp. I have a Firehawk, which is like I call it a baby Helix. So, but I used to use a Marshall 50-watt half stack, and again, lugging that was a pain. Plus, some of the venues we played, it's either too loud or too big. So, I just use the Marshall patch for my chunk, and I use like a Roland I think a jazz amp or something, and a Vox for the clean channels for it. And it's nice. It's sound guys like it because you just go direct in and
travel light.
Yeah. This is true.
Mm-hmm. So where can we find you guys on Facebook or on the web?
So our website is beyondtheblondeband.com. And you can find us on Instagram and Facebook the same way, Beyond the Blonde Band.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. We appreciate it, and I appreciate. I hope you find a bass player soon, and get any bass players out there. You're listening to this.
That's right. Get a hold of them right away. Hurry up.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks, guys, so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, guys.
No problem. Thank you.
I want you ugly, I want you disease. I want you everything as long as it's free. I want your love. Love, love, love. I want your love.
So that was
I'm going to wash that gray white right out of my hair. I'm going to wash.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't know we were done. I was just doing my hair.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Are you done with your hair now?
I'm done with the hair. And we're done with the interview.
Yes, we are. That was Charity and Bobby from Beyond the Blonde. They're looking for a bass player. So any bass players out there, just,
that's right.
Get on the stick, boy. You join this great band.
That's right. Give them a shout out.
That's right.
Good opportunity there. They have a unique style of music there.
Yes, they do. They play Pink and Gwen Stefani, no doubt, and Lady Gaga, and some other ladies of the 80s, too, they throw in there.
That's right. So it's I think that's going to be very, very popular.
Yes, indeed.
And they've got some shows coming up.
Yes, they do. So be sure to check them out. Check them out on Facebook and or their website. And be sure and get yourself some GHS strings. Thanks to GHS strings.
That's right. I got them for my banjo, and my banjo sounds much better.
Good.
Yeah, maybe, if there are any bass players out there, GHS makes great strings for bass.
Oh, yes, they do. This is GHS boomers. Yes.
Yeah. So you guys, all you bass players out there that are going to be contacting Charity and Bobby, make sure you change those strings over to GHS so you sound wonderful like I do now.
There you go. And don't forget to check out the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66 in beautiful downtown Joliet. And go to their website, go to their Facebook page, find out what's happening, when they're going to open, and be ready to go there as soon as they do.
And sign up to be a charter member so you get right in the door.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for listening, everybody.
See you next week.
Bye.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music that's played on this podcast.
The music is used to promote the band or musicians that are interviewed.
Oh, Chicago.